Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's just me out this time doing a solo camp. And as you can see, I'm back in my jungle spot. This is quite nice with the little stream down there and all in the trees, but the rain's coming down pretty heavy and I'm already quite wet. I've got my jacket on because it wasn't a huge walk in. But I got to get the tent set up. I've got a new one. I've got the Helleberg Neat, so that's going to be very exciting and I'll explain all of that later and as I'm setting it up. But yeah, going to get the tarp up, tent up, and I'll come back to you guys. But not sure if you can see, there's already weckers in the shop. So it's going to be a high alert camp, guys, but time to get set up. You see how easy that was to set up? You just put the poles in through the sleeves, pick out the corners, and it's done. And it's fly pitch first, so the inside's dry. That was the dream. I'll get the tarp up now. And look at that, and that's cooked. Look at this. This is like the perfect tent door. Setting that up was a dream. And the tarp, I've got it really nicely configured, so I've got heaps of room. I've got a tie-up point to this tree over here, so I've got nice views out. But just look at all the space. I'm gonna get all the stuff into the tent, get my chair set up and make a coffee, but I love this tent. Bump up my mat, get my quilt lofting up, and sort out the rest of the inside of the tent. I need a coffee on, I really need a coffee, I think. Right, I've got my cup of coffee and it's quite cold, so I'm going to chuck on the alpaca beanie from last video. Victoria put it in the wash and it shrank a bit, so I've been trying to stretch it out. But this thing is so warm and I love it. I don't care if I look funny because this channel is all about entertainment, so here I am. Big cup of coffee, rain's coming down quite nice and I'm just loving this tent. It probably looks pretty bright on the camera, and it is, but I can just sit back at this door and it makes my 3-meter tarp so big. But it's awesome and I'm loving being out. But the plan, I think, going forward is have this coffee, get warm, maybe chuck the puffer jacket on, and then I'm probably going to have to go down to the stream, which is just down over there, and bring up heaps of river rocks and build myself a massive fire pit out in front of me. There's already the remnants of one from a previous camp, but I want to make it way bigger because it's still early in the day and I've got lots of time, so I can busy myself with that. And then I guess it's just collect firewood and chill out. I'm on the Jaffa cakes again. They were so good last camp that I've got to have some more. I'm only going to have 2 now. I'm not going to get carried away and eat the whole box. Got to save some for dessert and maybe for breakfast with coffee. Alright, I got heaps of rocks up from the stream and I've built this fire pit up. It's not the most stable, but it should reflect a whole lot of heat from back in there, so pretty happy with this. Still raining pretty strong. And there's a weka circling the campsite, so I've got to be real careful, but I think it's time to get firewood and then I can relax. But it's looking pretty cool here, it's like the primal campsite. Oh, I destroyed my fire pit. What I like to do when I'm building my fires is get some big logs, or some bigger ones, and chuck them down kind of at the base. It allows air to get into the fire, but it also heats these logs up, dries them out, and forms a real good bed to the fire. So I place some in there, and then some like medium-sized sticks, kind of like this kind of stuff, I'll put sideways. So it's really like a Jenga tower. I'll bring the camera around so you can see. All right, that's better. See how I've spaced these apart. I'll probably get another one in there, kind of like this. And then I build the fire onto that. So next I get some of these sticks, just some of this kind of smaller stuff, and this is what the fire lighter kind of catches on, and these just heat up and burn. So get a bunch of that in there. It's pretty wet though, but she'll be right. See that? And I place the fire starter about there, and then a bunch of stuff on top, and it just kind of melts down onto it, and it burns everything. You can see it's pretty muddy here. It's kind of like a pig pen. If you watched the video from last week, I had a river running through the campsite, like literally. So this is like still a trench, and it's still pretty muddy, but it's nothing like it was. So it's a level up in campsite. Got the fire all prepped, and I think I'll just sit down for a bit, and then I'll see if it's time to light it. I don't want to light it too early, because I want to wait for it to get dark and kind of relax out, have my beers in the dark. But check the time, we'll get this all sorted, I'll come back to you guys for maybe a beer.
The New Zealand native robin has come to join me at camp. See what I mean? If I leave my campsite for like a second, all these birdies start coming in. Oh my goodness. These babies. I'm surrounded by an entire family. Little fuzzy. Man, they're multiplying. Reinforcements, new generation to come and torment me at camp. Look at him. He's a little fuzzy wiki. Come take my food. See ya.
Go away. We'll be on the fire. It's beer o'clock. I got changed into my puffer jacket. I'm all nice and warm. And the rain is mostly stopped. There's a few spits coming down, but no more heavy rain. So it's actually quite nice. I had enough of storm camping from the last video, so it's good to have a camp that's a bit more chilled out for a change. I'll show you my beer. This is quite exotic. Ubernaut, my favourite brewer. Kiwi fruit hazy. Give it the smell test. What? Oh, kiwi fruit, what the hell? Oh, it's delightful. I'd give the smell test a 9 out of 10. Wow, that's unique. Mangoes, pineapples, kiwi fruits. Pretty sweet, not too bitter. Not heaps of mouthfeel. It's delicious, guys. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for coming along on another camp. And welcome to all the new subscribers. There's quite a few people who've just recently subscribed. Well, all the time, but my name's Abel and I go camping. I often go with Victoria too. She's my wife, but she's at home doing some real work today while I'm out doing this. So, just gonna sit here and enjoy this beer. You can see it's starting to get a bit darker now. Not that the camera picks it up very well, but in New Zealand, we're almost going into November. So it was crazy in that last video to have snow on the tops at this time of year and have that kind of freezing camp. I mean, I don't mind it because I prefer camping in the cold, but it's just strange, you know. The weather here is crazy. It always makes me laugh when I get comments from people. Like, there was some guy from Scotland, he was like saying, my storm's bigger than yours. That's like a summer's day here in Scotland. I'm like, cool man, it's not a competition about who can go in the biggest storm. And the guy saying it, you know, he could be legit or he might be absolutely full of it, but I get comments like this all the time, which I don't mind. It's kind of funny, it makes me chuckle. But it's like when you do a storm vid, everyone's like, my storm's bigger than your storm. It's just the nature of the beast, I suppose. You're putting yourself out there on YouTube. People are watching it all around the world. And some people like to say weird things. I think it's time to light this fire. The temperature has dropped quite a lot in the last 10 minutes. I think the wind direction changed. It's quite chilly. It's getting a bit darker now, so it'll be nice to have the little ambience. I just remembered, I've got new fire starters. I got these. I've got focus. I picked these up from the gear shop in Nelson. That's my local gear shop where you can pretty much get any item that you want. Check it out if you're local. I think they're setting up a store in town, which is pretty cool as well. So they have 2 shops in Nelson in a great online store. But I'm going to try these. I know they're not as good as my other fire starters, but they're kind of like a match and you can light them. Strike them on this, but it's a bit damp. Oh, I can't use that one, I'll burn my fingers. Alright, we'll try again. I've almost worn it all off. I think there's some extra strips. Alright, this should work. Doesn't want to go. It's almost going. See, this stuff is just difficult. Where's my bit glider? Here it is. Nothing beats this. Watch this. This is the ultimate bushcraft. There we go. See, now that's pretty impressive. So I've got 4 of them and I'm going to get them all in there. See what happens. It already went out. Maybe I just suck. I'll use these. See, that's just weird. Like, this stuff's real flammable, but it just goes out when you put it in the fire. Try and get them again. So I've got 4 of them in there and I'll try burn the box too. It's smoking away, but it's just not catching. See, nothing beats this. Little lucifers. See, look at that. There must be like petrol in here or something. One big hunk should do it. And it'll light the other stuff too, and that'll get it going. You can see it's pretty muddy around here. Oh, I found another extra bit. Get that on there. If I was to come back and camp again, I think I'd cut logs and make myself a path. This should burn good though. I brought my little Moroccan bushcraft knife. So I might baton a few of these bits. Works good. There's a major problem. You come out here, you do all this work, burn heaps of calories, moving all the rocks, cutting all the wood, walking in, setting up, carrying the heavy pack. You get real thirsty, then you just scull your beers and they're all gone and they go straight to your head. That can was done in 5 minutes. So have to go to the stream and get another one. Just went down to the beer fridge. It's nice having this ultra fresh mountain stream just trickling down there. It's like, it's pristine. That's how I would describe it. Camping in pristine conditions. But look at this, man. Just look at this can. Get little marshmallows in the campfire, just like that one there. Toasted marshmallow Imperial Stout. I'm gonna have to be careful with this one because it's 11% alcohol. It's a small can, but it's gonna pack a big punch. Give it the smell test. Oh, caramel, dark roast chocolate. Unbelievable. Oh my word. Oh my. Okay. This is the most delicious, tasty beer I think I've ever had. That's unbelievable. Wow. How did they do it? My mind is blown. Oh, there's a Wecker here. I don't believe it. Literally, I don't believe that. Got to get some wood on the fire. Make sure it's going good. Then I can just fully relax. Nice. I'll tell you what, these beers, they've gone straight to my head. I'm in another dimension right now. Camping dimension. Perfect fire, perfect setup. I have a pretty high-tech gear setup now. Look at this tent behind me. This is possibly the best tent in the world for this type of camping. You've seen me set it up. Instant setup. And the best thing about it is, you might find this strange, but it's the door. I ponder doors a lot. I lie there at night, 3 a.m. in the morning, thinking about tent doors. And this is the perfect door. It's only 2 cross poles, and there's no little pole that comes across the top. So I can sit right back at the tent, grab stuff in and out of the tent, be horizontal to the tarp and have heaps of room with a small tarp. And look at the colour, it's amazing. Do you guys like the colour of this tent? I think it looks cool, and it will look especially cool when it's snowing. But in the bush, I still think it looks good. And with the tarp and the stuff in the tent, everything, it just looks amazing. I love it already. This will be the tent that I use most, I think. All up, this tent only weighs 1.7 kilos, which I guess is something like 3 pounds. Can't do maths in my head right now, too many beers. But the strength to weight ratio and the ease of use, it's just completely unrivaled. So I think this tent will be able to do snow camps, it'll be able to do summer camps, it can do rain camps, it can do all of the camps, apart from the most heavy snow crazy weather bomb camps. And for those ones I'll use the Hilleberg Alac, which is that big green dome tent, which me and Victoria have used a couple of times in snowstorms. But that thing weighs like twice as much, and it has a big cross pole, which makes it very hard to sit out in front of, which is kind of annoying. So I'm just over the moon to have this tent. And we got smoke coming over the screen. But I'm about halfway through this beer and I'm losing the plot. I'm gonna have this, relax, finish it, and then I'll come back to you guys for dinner time.
Dinner is on. The most succulent venison meatballs, or for the Americans, you could call it elk. And guess what, guys and girls? I've got my little glittery silver ant flask, and inside it I have a new beverage, and it is a rum, like a pirate. I'm the camping pirate. Look at the size of this log. Whew. Get that in there. I'm going to bring the pot over. Look at this. Can you see that? It's a whole massive... I could probably just eat it out of here. I think I might. I'm gonna eat it out of the bowl, the pot. Oh my goodness, look at it. Cheesy. I'll use my plate to stop it burning my legs. I've finished all the rum. And like I said before, I'm just in another dimension. The fire's putting out so much heat onto me. I'm so cozy, I'm so warm. And I have the most delicious meal. It's succulent. I reckon this Primus pot in the lid with the pot grippers, with the Gravity 2 Primus stove, it's probably the best setup for cooking this type of food, like actual meals. You got a big wide burner, you got a big pot. This pot's only 230 grams. I don't know what that is in ounces, sorry. But it just works so well, it's such a good combo. It's a steaming venison meatball. They're legitimately tender. This is so nice. I have ridiculously massive logs on the fire. They're probably as thick as my neck. I chopped them up with my new saw. And they're just burning away. Big fire pit, big rock wall. It's just reflecting heat back at me. I'm so cozy. It's just nice. The only thing that could make this better would be cracked pepper. I forgot to bring my little pepper crackers. Wow, I haven't had one of these in a while. If you're an OG of the channel, you would know that I'm quite large into the jar of darks. This happens to be a jar of mint hot chocolate. And I'm having another one. I think it's because I've had so much booze that I just need to sit out, chill out, let it pass through my system, and just enjoy the ambience of the fire and the trickling stream noises. Oh, that's good. But that dinner, that was epic. I had 200 grams of raw pasta and 400 grams of venison or elk meat mixed into a big pasta. What a dinner. This has been an exceptionally nice camp. It's always a bit different for me coming into the jungle
I feel most at home when I'm like way up on top of the mountains. But being down here, I haven't been here for 4 months. I like the spot. It's good. They've got massive logs on the fire. And you got that nice like ambient white noise of the stream. I think my battery is low. It just flickered. But look at the tent behind me. Doesn't that look nice and inviting? I'm going in there later. After this hot chocolate, I'm going to lie down. I'll give you the full tent tour. Oh, and I can't wait to go to bed. It's going to be so nice. Oh, this hot chocolate. This has been, a fun camp. Really enjoyed this one. Just being out here. The rain stopped, it's actually quite nice for a change. Like, you can see the smoke coming up from the fire. There's almost no wind through here, so it was pretty stormy when I first got here, but now it's kind of like just a still night. I'll tell you what, it's rough on the body doing these storm camping on the top of a mountain. Trying to film it, cook food, get fire going. And I'm doing it once a week. It's hard. I know you guys tune in and you see it. Some of you guys probably, oh yeah, he posted another video. But it's hard work, getting up there doing the stuff. I'm not moaning about it, because I love doing it. I wouldn't do it otherwise. I'd just be sitting at home sulking if I wasn't doing this. But getting out there, it's rough on the body. And I'm 31 years old and I want to keep doing it. I want to do it for the long term. So I think I've probably got to drop the frequency of uploads down to once a fortnight. But I'll see how I get on with that. I've got to put the door down so the weckers don't get my stuff in the night. If I was way up on the top, so I'd leave it open. But I can't do that here. Oh yeah, it's got a decent sized vestibule on this tent. It's so easy to get in and out of it because there's no pole coming across. So I can just sit right back into it. It's real nice. What I do is I just put my shoelaces inside the boot like that. So if I have to wake up in the night to get up for whatever reason, I can just slip my feet into them and go without having to tie them up. I just keep them right there at the door. But I'm gonna get changed, I'll get into bed, and I'll come back to you guys for the full-on explanation of the tent and the tent tour of the brand new beauty. Oh man, I'm inside the tent. And as you guys can probably see, it's a bit different than my other tents. And I think the main difference on the interior is there isn't the cross pole, and also the two poles that go over each other end to end, they slope down more, so the internal volume of the tent is actually a bit smaller than like my Big Agnes Copper Spur Expedition. But in saying that, when you're inside the tent, it doesn't really matter because I'm in here to sleep, and it's just me. And for me, there's like ample room. Like I can move around, I can sit up. I've got heaps of stuff flying down on the side, and I've got a gap down here. So yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. It doesn't have like the big storage pockets at the top, which is real nice for like stuffing your puffer jacket and stuff. But you don't really need those. They're kind of gimmicks anyway. The main thing that you want in a tent is like a lightweight and strong shelter that you can rely on not to die when you're out in the elements. Because we're like way out in the bush, If something goes wrong, there's not really much that I can do. I mean, I could pack a sad and try to run back to the car, but that wouldn't be fun.
But I love the inside of the Hillebergs with the golden inner material. And the big door that shuts here, this is all mesh. And the vestibule is actually quite a decent size, so... Well, my light just fell off. I absolutely love the interior of this tent. Victoria could fit in here with me, like we could just put 2 pads in, but it'd be a bit of a stretch. You'd need to be taking like ultralight gear, real small pack, so you could just fit them in the vestibule. You could do it if you're doing a light and fast trip on the tops. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it's fantastic in here.
Good morning everybody, just got up, went to the toilet and there were still some embers in the fire, so I chucked a few logs on and it's just going nicely. Those big fat pieces of wood that I had on, they just slowly sizzled all night. It was totally safe in there though because it was surrounded in mud and there was a huge rock pit. So that's pretty awesome. Didn't have the best sleep because I'm slightly sloping downhill and I probably had a little bit too much to drink, but it's pretty nice. Just listen to the river, you can probably hear it now. It's kind of like white noise. But it's actually got quite cold. Oh, and it's still pretty early, but the sun comes up pretty quick these days, so I'll probably get a coffee on, I think. Have that from bed, watch the fire. And I think I've got a bacon sandwich for breakfast, so that's going to be pretty nice. But, good first night in the tent, I think. Oh no, there's bugs inside. This little bug.
That door is so easy to roll up. It's like a dream. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a Makona. I haven't had one of these in ages. I get my goodie bag. I always bring 2 just in case. Just in case the fit takes me. But on the start of the day with this, a cappuccino and a mocha. I'm quite excited about it. So I'll get these on. And that fire's going so nice. I can feel the heat from here. I used to always do mochas in the mornings, real early. Just the first thing that I'd have. Give myself a little bit of a sugar boost and the caffeine. And it tastes nice. I've still got this vestibule door pegged down. I'll probably roll that up soon. But look at this is half the door and I've got more room to sit out and look out than I did in my other tents with both doors open. This is what I mean, the ultimate door. Thought about it so much last night. Great door. Alright. The ultimate coffee door. Look at this. Living the dream. That's a blue duck, that whistling sound. It's a native bird. Whoa. The entry and exit of this door. It's a life-changing experience. Even putting my boots on, it's so easy. Nice. I can't believe those massive logs They're completely gone. Man, I still got heaps of work.
There he is. Go away.
Nice warm cup of coffee. Having the V60 again with my paper filter because I'm not a cowboy coffee enthusiast. This produces the most cleanest and tastiest brew, and it's not fiddly at all. So it's the superior way to brew coffee in the bush. It does weigh a little bit more because you've got to take the plastic filter holder, but definitely worth it. Oh, such a nice cup. Plum, black currants, blackberries, sweet chocolate. Perfect balance. This is legit coffee. The sun's kind of come up now. And it's just a beautiful morning. Being out here and it's like deep bush setting. It feels way more caveman to have these little rocks around. I've been watching Alone, that series where people get dropped off into the wilderness and they have to survive. So I was more enthusiastic to do a little bit more building of my environment. You see this wicket? It's probably not in the shot. Go away! It's coming right up to me. They must be able to smell my bacon. It's right there. But yeah, that show Alone. The stuff that they do, I've only seen one season, season 7. And the shelters that they build, how they survive off rabbits and fish, it's quite incredible. I think I would last about 2 or 3 nights. Maybe if I got into the rhythm and I learnt some more skills I could do it. But yeah, I'm like a glamper. I like to come out and do this style of camping. Bring tents and stoves and cook nice meals and stuff. Still out in the wilderness and still into crazy spots, but I don't know, I'm not all about rustic gear and authentic environment type things, whatever you call it, I don't know. It's breakfast time in the jungle. Gonna be cooking up a whole lot of streaky bacon and then just putting it into a sandwich. A super simple breakfast, but also super tasty. High bang for buck. The bacon aromas are just wafting The Weckers, man, they love it. But I want to cook this super crispy. And I got a little bun I picked up from the supermarket somewhere. It's probably quite squished. Yeah, it is. Oh well. It'll work. Oh man. The smell is unreal. Camp breakfast is always a bit of a conundrum. I never really know what to do, and I never really know what I'm going to feel like. I had like a huge meal last night, so I'm not super hungry, but I don't eat bacon at home, so having it out here, it's kind of like my little treat. It's just sizzling away, all that fat is just rendered down. See this? It's fumes of bacon. And I got a bit of Heinz ketchup, which I'll put on with it. But yeah, what do you guys have for breakfast when you're camping? I've tried a whole lot of stuff. Give me some suggestions, and I'll give them a go in a video. It has to be simple though, because I don't like elaborate breakfast.
Look at this crispy bacon. It's crispy as. Just gonna load it up. Look at that. Focus. It's the bacon breakfast bap. It's good. Really good. I love camping. Coming out and doing this. It's so nice. If you guys want, go to my channel and there's a link and you can follow me on Instagram. I'm probably going to start posting a bit more like random stuff on there. So if you're still watching, you probably like my videos. So go through to Instagram, give me a follow, and you can see more of what I'm getting up to. If you want. The whole family's back. See that little baby over there? Look at him. Little fuzz monster. Hey mate, you're gonna grow up to be a big bucker one day. Look at him. Cheeky little thing. They're nice when they're small. Babies, that's my guy line. More pets for me. This one wants to be roast chicken. Don't get too close to the fire, man. Look at them all running around. It's my tent peg. Little hatchlings. They'll grow up into big monsters one day. They are my little pets, my little bush pets. Anyway, I want to pack up now. Alright, all packed up. That was the camp. It was a pretty nice one. I mean, this spot is super relaxing and, you know, roaring fire, tasty food, and those beers and the rum was exceptionally delicious. So let me know if you like the spot. I can come back here and camp again. It's pretty easy for me to get to, and it's quite a nice one. But that's enough from me. I'm gonna walk out, nice cruisy walk. Might go for a little explore for some more spots actually. But I'll leave the bush for the wickers to investigate, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good week. The fire's still super hot, so I'll put it out. Alright.